Taking you live now to Kyiv, where we're joined by Ukrainian journalist, writer and filmmaker Illarion Pavliuk. Look, firstly, Illarion, thank you very much for your time. You were standing by there in Kyiv. You've joined the fight against this Russian invasion. Tell me, it's coming under increased bombardment where you are. Paint us a picture of what it's been like on the ground for the last day.
Hello, and thank you for keeping an eye on Ukraine and for helping Ukraine. The center of the city is more or less calm. There are frequent airstrike alerts, and at night there are airstrikes and even artillery strikes. But, I would say Kyiv itself is more or less safe and absolutely controlled. We don't speak about suburbs of Kyiv, where, as you know, heavy fights are going already for a long time. But here is where I am. You see, actually, pretty calm situation.
Are you expecting this to remain this way for the next day or, the near future?
Oh, I would say everybody here is ready for any attempts of enemy to storm the city every hour. We are ready. I would say you cannot let yourself to expect that everything will be fine or like this. You need to be ready. I'm pretty sure they will try to storm Kyiv. When? It depends. You should ask Ukrainian army commanders. They see the situation better.
Yes. And, you are a journalist, a filmmaker, a writer. Now you are in combat. Tell me, what is it like and what made you decide to do this?
Okay, I haven't been yet on the front line. You need to understand I'm now on defensive positions here in Kyiv. What did make me to go to the army? In 2015, back in 2015, I already have been a volunteer in an army unit, and I had some fighting experience on the east of Ukraine. And now most people with fighting experience and tens of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands, just common people join the army because, we have no choice. Do you remember Golda Meir said about Israel and your enemies that they want us to be dead and we wanted to be alive? And this has left us very little space for compromise. The same about us. This is war, and Putin wants to eliminate independent Ukraine, free Ukraine, and they are killing now more civilians than military. More civilians. They're trying to kill as much people as they can. So no choice. And especially if you have any military background, any understanding of how to shoot, you have to go. And you need to understand that I don't know how did it happen that I'm on different international TV channels giving interview, but I'm just one of 300,000 people now in Ukrainian army, in Ukrainian defense and territorial defense. There are hundreds of thousands of volunteers, and most of them never took any weapon in their arms. But we have no choice. We will win, and we have no other choice.
And I want to know personally, how does what you are experiencing, how does it make you feel?
I have 4 children. 4 children. Every night there is in the city of Ivano-Frankivsk, every night there is a airstrike alert, and they're running into corridor because it's too far to run to the shelter, and in corridor they're more protected. They're used to it, and I understand that either we stop them or they will come to each city, to every city. either I stop them here or they will come to Ivano-Frankivsk and will bomb Ivano-Frankivsk as they do now in Mariupol. How do I feel? Of course, I'm scared to be killed. It is not an easy decision. Of course, I want to go back to my cozy apartments, to my 4 children. Currently, not currently, before the war, I was working on children's book.
Yeah.
I want to continue this war.
Illarion, I want to know, I want to jump in here. What did you tell your children? What do you tell your children in a situation like this?
I promised them to come back. And they understand that we need to stop the enemy. Because the war for us, for my family, the war started when cruise rockets, cruise missiles strike not far from our house in Ivano-Frankivsk in the morning. So it was very obvious for everybody that the war has come already. So I think my children understand that we have to fight. And they believe me when I say that I promise you to come back.
And, tell me, I don't want an exact location, but, how safe is your family? Are they in the city still or have they left?
No, they are still in the city of Ivano-Frankivsk, which is on the western Ukraine and more or less calm except airstrikes. But there is no completely safe city in Ukraine now. There is no such place. So I would say I hope they are safe. Every morning I am waiting a message from them that they are safe.
And, just finally, fairly briefly, we are seeing incredible scenes of resilience coming out of Ukraine. How much is this sort of unifying everybody?
This Ukraine nation now is absolutely unified. I would say that everybody is doing something for the victory, either volunteers to their army or helping the army or working for some business which has to work to keep the economy. But this is really the moment of understanding who we are. Why do we call ourselves a nation?
Yes.
So this gives some optimism. This gives some faith that we cannot lose this war.
Illarion, look, I'm thinking about you and your kids. Thank you so very much for taking the time to come on with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We will win.